Great execution. Cooks missed one in the Patriot game, dropped one, missed one last week against Cleveland, but he came up with one there.
Allen jukes away from Carter, and now more pressure, and it gets drilled. That ball is out. I don't see a whistle. That ball is loose. They're going to play it out, and Philadelphia is going to recover, at least for now.
And if their defense can get them another stop. Oh, that is another bad snap. It's taken in by the Ravens. Baltimore's right there with Mike Green to jump on it.
Face with the football. He was going on the sound, thinking it was the snap count. Malik Willis obviously not ready for the football, and they turn it over. New quarterback, new voice, new cadence a little bit.
As Ronald Torbert is our referee. Sorry, because then you have Fred Johnson who went on the field somehow without a helmet. So wait a second.
I need that.
This is after the sack at the end of the quarter. Toss it down. As if that ball was a bazooka.
Yeah, hit him with a hand grenade, and then you see he doesn't let Rivers pick him up. Hines Allen's like, nah, man, I'm not letting you pick me up and
just threw that ball at me.
Up. You just threw the ball and knocked me over.
Second down. Ward again, great protection. Now bounces outside. Pressure's coming. Ward in some trouble. Ball comes out. It's free on the ground. And now they're saying no, incomplete. Throw that one, and that's the incomplete pass off the head of Kevin Zeitler.
And Charles, those are the plays we haven't seen as much of from Cam Ward as of late over the last 3 weeks.
Darnold is 5 of 10 for 36 yards. Couldn't handle the snap initially, and then Darnold had it knocked out, and the ball pops free again.
What's going on?
Loose football as both teams are rolling towards it.
This may be a fumble. It may be an incomplete pass. I think it's another fumble, and then possibly another fumble after that.
So the call on the field is that Carolina has recovered it with Roseboom coming away with the ball. The question complete, at least from this angle.
It did, but I will say his reaction certainly gives you pause on that. I think a slow motion shot of it. Here we go. It's almost like they read my mind. That is as tight as it gets in terms of is the hand coming forward or not.
It was Nick Scorton, the rookie out of Texas A&M, who was there to meet Darnold.
Both showed that last sack.
On 1st and 20, Brosmer just dropped the football. And he'll hop back on it. It's going to be 2nd down and 24.
From the 17, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw again. And now it's Jacoby Myers. Wow, it's a hook and ladder and a fumble. And Samson Ebelkam's on top of it. Razzle-dazzle turnover. So Ebelkam falls on top of that, and the Colts take over.
Whiteout at U.S. Bank Stadium. Montgomery stays in the backfield. And trouble with the snap. Van Ginkel jumps on it.
Walking, a new center. Snaps a little bit early. Jared Goff not ready. And the man who just has a nose for the football.
Oh, trouble again, and Goff just has to jump on it. Van Ginkel took it away late, but they're going to roll him down. Detroit keeps the football with 2:59
next week, so that would be an opportunity of a home playoff game, but they're in. Fumble on the play, and Allen wisely just jumps on it.
For concentration, you try to be a little slower, and you see if it hits his hands just off to the right side.
Look at them guarding him all the way down the 10-yard line. 2 deep safeties.
Everyone going deep. Ward buying time. Ward is in trouble. Ward lost the football. Ward gets it back and now throws it to Spears, who can't make the play. No time on the clock, and the Saints win it. And we end on another wild one.
Jason, you called it from the start. If you're going to hold on to the ball, this is your last play. So instead of getting something short with one last opportunity, and then Cameron Jordan with the pressure knocks the ball out of his hands.
Always a good time whenever you can etch your name in the record book next to a Dan Marino.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Might be going back to that.
Mayfield lost the football, picks it up,
and stays on his feet.
Whole way. That was the time they had the first touchdown with Chris Godwin, nothing there, and he was like, let me not throw that interception. You talk about a lucky bounce. It bounced right back to Baker Mayfield.
You got some veterans inside and one of the better running backs in Breece Hall.
Well, Brady Cook has to jump back on top of that fumbled exchange with Josh Myers.
Hits Brady in the shin. Needless to say, these things can't.
2nd and 10. Hampton doesn't have it. The exchange wound up on the ground, but Herbert gets on it. Oh, another mistake by the Chargers leads to a 3rd and long in a crucial situation.
And the little routine things, the catches that they're not making, little zone read right there.
Mike McDonald is not in much of a hurry to try and go down and score a touchdown. It looks like more so possibly looking to get into field goal. Oh, my.
Walker was thinking about getting the first down and did not secure the football.
Giving him more room.
Exactly. You usually don't want to speed up a quarterback that's already operating fast, because a guy like Phillip Rivers is going to find him quickly. And if there's one thing that Phillip Rivers probably does better than any quarterback in the history of the National Football League, it's talk trash to defensive line.
Let's go.
First time that the Jets hold the Patriots to a field goal opportunity. Williams was just shy of the marker, and Borregales with the doink. A kicker's least favorite sound.
Gonzalez will try from 37. Blocked. And that was big Jared Verse. He's gone. He waved to the Falcons bench on his way for the touchdown. Rams are back in it, to say the least.
2nd down and 7. Hold it. Token loses the ball, picks it back up, throws, caught, and into Denver territory goes Juju Smith-Schuster for a first down.
Well, we mentioned he and Patrick Mahomes are good buds. This is a little bit of number 15's magic rubbing off on number 19. This ball just falls out of his hands. You're thinking, uh-oh, just get on it. Nope, he's going to make a play.
2nd down and 10 for Clayton Tune. They'll throw it, and it's through the hands and picked off with one hand available to him. Marlon Humphrey has the takeaway for the Ravens.
Now that's not on the quarterback. That's Bo Melton. This
60-yard connection. Herbert from the pocket over the middle, up in the air and picked off the hands of Gadsden into Al-Shaair. Oh, what a massive moment that was. Momentum shift on top of momentum shift.
And now Shahir making the big play to turn the Chargers away.
Just when the Chargers thought they had it, the Texans take the momentum and pull it back in. However,
from the gun, Darnold, he sends Charbonnet in motion. Darnold surveys. That ball popped up. Whoa! Off the ricochet! Carolina's got it! So you get Brown, who got his hands extended, and then Sherrillis pops the ball free, and look where it lands.
Let's see if those big clubs came up with it.
Oh,
no, big man!
No.
Oh,
No.
It's all that tape.
That's a no.
Oh, man. Look at all that tape on those hands. It's just hard to bring it into your body.
I feel like you're speaking for big men everywhere.
I am. I'm just speaking for D linemen. I mean, we love interception.
Bengals showing pressure on 4th down. Here it comes. Brissett in trouble. Ball deflected in the air. McBride leaping for it. He makes the catch, but he's short of the first down.
319.
Can't take him off the field. 1st and 10. Rodgers in trouble. Got rid of it the last moment. Again, refusing a sack.
So this is actually like a sack that's a fumble almost, because I don't think he was throwing it. He just gets hit and the ball goes forward. That would have been interesting if that would have been Garrett, to see how they would have called that. But fortunate that this ball goes right into the hands of your teammate.
It was a great game as a fan, I can tell you that.
It was. Fake the handoff, Darnold off the boot. Will throw. That ball was tipped and nearly picked off. J.C. Horn was there. Wanham got a piece for Carolina.
J.C. Horn, it falls right into his lap. Wanham gets up in the face of Darnold, puts the pressure on, gets a hand on it, and just the...
You don't got a lot of safety help, so they're going to have opportunities for that, but not good so far today.
Let's see how Cleveland operates inside of the last 3 minutes. Almost going the other way.
Well, you can't throw it late and a little soft. This should have been a pick six. Shador's very fortunate, and that's been the only thing that you see why, he's thrown the 8 interceptions since he's been playing. And
like you said, they're not just winning, they're winning big.
Lawrence to throw it again. Rips one for Washington, but it's off his fingertips. A little bit too tall, although I'm sure Washington would tell you he should have had it.
To gain today, a lot of his production and efficiency has been underneath 10 yards. Much more efficiency, higher completion percentage.
To get this drive going.
Fake the handoff. Johnson trying to run again. This time he throws. He nearly threw it right to the defender. Sam Williams was there.
As he goes with a little play action right here. Again, it's the moving to his left. And then we're going to see right here. No, it comes out fine. He just throws it right into that left pec of the defender and knows he had a chance right there with Debo in open space behind him.
To go back in the middle as he was looking at his tight ends, and finally Martin Robertson, he got the hint. Get to the middle, get away from the sideline so he could make that throw.
They need at least a field goal and a touchdown, if not 2, finding Pater. Wobbler, incomplete, a little bit in front of St. Brown, and it's 3rd down.
Time after time, you got to make them pay. And you just missed by 6 inches there, but that's one of those that Amon-Ra St. Brown catches this in stride. He is gone.
Really good route right here. Gives the outside move on Petrie, crosses him over. But these are the kind of mistakes that you can't make against this defense. When you get the opportunities, got to make that catch, something he's been doing all year.
Carolina's first play from scrimmage was successful. Since then, very little. Young fires it underneath, caught by Evans, and he's stonewalled.
And picked it back up, still short of the first down, but it's looks like a clear. No, I don't think he caught that football.
Nope.
No.
So Mitchell Evans, the rookie out of Notre Dame, 5th-round pick.
Fans are so into it. You see them, you know about Bills Mafia. You see the tailgate on the way in. It just amps you up. And as an opposing player, you want to do everything.
Shakir just drops it.
Yeah. Crowd injects a lot of juice into the Eagles, and you just see the unforced errors here again, right through the plastic gloves there of Shakir when the rain starts.
And both of their teams 11-4 and trying to get a 1 seed. Bears bringing 5. Purdy had it knocked down again. And that's Austin Booker again. So a couple of times, Booker has knocked down the pass.
Giants defense on 4th down. The opponents have now gone 12 for 16. They've had success. 1st and 10. Smith is chased here. Oh, look who's got him. Burns. And it's another sack for him. Brian Burns comes in for his 16th sack.
Well, they're calling an incompletion.
Number 80 was in the area. Second down.
He was able to get the ball right at the end. I wasn't sure.
Ward back to the air, looking deep. Pollard's wide open on the check down. Now the Saints see it. Ward's just standing, and now we'll throw it away. Well, that offensive line has done a good job today for Tennessee.
I mean, Cam Jordan just stayed with it. And you're right, J.C. Latham stayed with Cam Jordan. And look, here comes Cam Jordan again.
Yeah, there's nobody that does a better job in the screen game than Josh McDaniels. And what I love here is, man, just the timing in which this caravan starts with Hunter Henry.
To the ground, makes the catch, secures it, then reaches the ball right at the very end before he goes out of bounds.
Get yourself a first down and hopefully some momentum